It's Tuesday afternoons, and Tuesday afternoons is retro ranking. What have we got for you today? Well, it's not a rock band, it's not a pop band, it's the Human League. They're a synth pop band formed in Sheffield in 1977 by Phil Oakey and Martin Ware and Ian Craig Marsh. And you're thinking, well, I know their names. Yes, Martin Ware and Ian Craig Marsh went on to form Heaven 17. And they left in 1980. So then in came Joanne Catherall, Susan and Sully. Then Philip Adrian Wright was from the original band. Ian Burden came in 1980, and Joe Callis came in 1981. And they were a very, very successful band. Had some great hits, and I'm going to choose my top 10. It's all right, Marley's coming, and she hasn't been too well, have you? You've had a bit of a sicky day yesterday, but we're all right today. So coming in at number 10 is a song from 1982. Came out on the 8th of November 1982. Reached number 2 in the single charts, and it's Mirror Man. I like this track. It's a bit quirky. It's got a nice hook to it, and I just like it. It's a nice little tune. I've got memories of that one. And then coming in at number 9 is a song from 1986. Reached number 8 in the charts. Human. This is a nice, gentle song, and Phil Oakey's vocals in this are really, really good. I like these songs where they're just nice and gentle going, and this is a very, very good song. Number 8. Released in 1984, I believe, and it reached number 16. It's Life on Your Own. Not the normal track for me because it's a little bit dancey, but I do actually like this. It's quite quirky song. They're just good, very good pop songs, from the 80s. Better than some of the rock stuff I was listening to in the 80s. It was just, I love the synths in it. I just love it. Okay, now this is going to be the controversial one, I think. My number 7, released on the 27th of November 1981. The most commercially successful song by the band, and it was the biggest selling single of 1981. Now, considering it was released in November, that's impressive. And it's Don't You Want Me. People going, what? Okay, don't get me wrong, this is a classic, and it should be a higher, but it's just played to death. And after how many years, too many years, I just get a little bit, not this again. Don't mean I don't like it, it goes in that category. If I never hear this song again, I won't be upset. Okay, then moving on, at number 6 is a song from 1984. And did I put where it reached in the charts? I didn't. But it's The Lebanon. I love that bass start. It's just catching tune. And the girls' vocals on this are absolutely stunning. Really like that song. I like these more unusual ones than the mainstream stuff. Okay, let's move halfway through now. Coming in at number 5. Great song from 1983. Reached number 2 in the charts. Keep Feeling Fascination. I love that weird and wonderful keyboard start. And then I like Phil's deep, deep vocals. And he goes, and when the sun goes down. Yeah, it's a quirky song again. I do really like that song. Okay, now we're coming into some of the corkers, as I call them. Coming in at number 4. July 1981. Became the band's first top 10 single, peaking at number 3. It is a love action, I Believe in Love. I love the keyboard runs in this. My favourite version of this though is actually on the instrumental album they made, which is a pretty good album. And the sort of keyboards in that are brilliant. It's a really good track, and I still like listening to it today. Coming in at number 3. This is the debut single. It came out originally came out in 1978. Didn't do a carrot, and they released it again. Didn't do a carrot. And eventually, in 1982, they had another crack at it, and it made the top 10. And that's Being Boiled. I love this, that ba-dum, ba-dum. Listen to the sound of ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah, that's some my singing, eh? But I do like that track, and it is a really good song. Okay, we're getting close now. Coming in at number 2. Another song from 1981, from the album Dare, which is a fantastic album. Might actually do it in an album review actually, because it is a fantastic album. Made number 6. It's Open Your Heart. I love the harmonies in this, and some of the keyboard runs in this are the best. And again, if you listen to the Love and Dancing version, you can hear what a great melody this song is. Okay, number 1 is the commercial breakthrough for them. It reached number 12 in the charts of May 1981. It's the most brilliant song called The Sound of the Crowd. This is the first song I ever heard of by them. Top of the Pops, and I was hooked. I just loved it. I mean, at the start you wondered, when you saw Phil Oakey, you had the short hair one side and the long hair the other. And you think, what in God's name? But then again, at the time we had Marilyn, Boy George, so it wasn't unusual for the 80s. Now, if you wasn't around in the 80s, it was or a teenager in the 80s, it was freaky. But I love the synths in this, and I love the vocal. I love the chanting, and it's just a great pop song from the time. And I don't get bored of listening to this one. Again, the best version of this is on the Love and Dancing. In the playlist, if I can find it, I'll put the Love and Dancing when it comes at the end of the videos, because these songs are great as instrumentals. Superb stuff. So that's the top 10. I have got a couple of honourable mentions for you that just didn't get into the top 10. The first one being a song released in 1984, Louise. I love this. It's a quirky little song with some great harmonies from the girls. It's a terrific song. Just didn't quite make the top 10. Another one I really like that just missed out is Love Is All That Matters. Now this is quite dancey. But what I like about it, it's melodic. It's got a tune. It's really good. It's been put together really well and well produced. And my last mention is something that goes way, way back. Goes back to the days when it was just Phil Oakey, Martin Ware and Ian Craig Marsh. It was their third ever single, failed to chart in 1979. So they had another bash in 1980, but it only made number 62. But I like it. It's Empire State Human. It's quirky. It's I wanna be tall, 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 tall. Yeah, I just like that beat. Terrific song. Right, that's to the Human League. I still like listening to them today. But I think I will do Dare as a classic album, because it was a classic album in 1981. I think everybody bought it. Even some rock people like me brought it. I'm not ashamed to say that either. I think it's a terrific album. So we'll have a look at that in a few weeks' time, I think. Next week's retro ranking, we're going back even further in time. It's going back to someone that was one of my dad's idols. Again, who was tragically killed. And we're going to look at some of my favourite singles by the great Eddie Cochran. So that's all for next week. Tomorrow it's Marathon Wednesday, and tomorrow it's the poll winner, where I set on YouTube and on Facebook. This was a very, very close run thing as well. It was between the Scorpions and the eventual winners, Saxon. So tomorrow we are going to look at the mighty Saxon. So that is going to be a long one, 22 albums I believe, but some great albums there. So have a fabulous Tuesday evening, whatever you're doing, and I will see you tomorrow for the marathon. Take care for now.